Thanks for checking out the video. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. Hello, friends and students. Let's study the song Vaathil Melle. Alright, this piece is in the meter of 4/4, and we have written it in the key of C sharp. We're going to learn this little introductory melody. And so on. Alright, to play this, let's first discuss the position that we're playing it in and the range of notes. I'm playing in position number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lowest note in the piece is first finger string number 4 at fret number 6, G sharp. The highest note in the piece is finger number 4 on string 2 at fret number 9. That note is also G sharp. Now I'm going to play the notes that are included in the range, the notes in between G sharp low and G sharp high. Notice when I play the scale or the range, I'm going to leave out the third degree of the scale because they never play that note in this portion of the melody. So here is the range of notes omitting the third degree of the scale because that note is not included in the melody. So it might be helpful to warm up or familiarize the hand by playing up and down this range of notes. Okay, now let's study the melody. Well, first of all, you'll notice that in the way that we have arranged the notes on the fingerboard, the fingerboard hand, or in my case the left hand, it does not have to shift to play these notes. We are playing them all in one position. So if I say fret number 6, it automatically means finger 1. If I say fret number 7, it automatically means finger 2 in this example. And of course, if I say finger 3, or excuse me, if I say fret number 8, that will automatically mean finger 3, and so on. Okay, so we're going to begin on string number 3 at fret 6. Now, after that, moving to string number 2 at fret number 9. Now let's stay on string number 2 and play 7, 6. Okay, moving over to string number 3, we're going to play 8. Now we've got the first 5 notes. Let's discuss these. Well, first of all, notice that they begin after beat 1. We start after beat 1 on the upbeat of 1. Let me demonstrate in this way. 3, 4, 1. So you'll notice that the notes come after beat 1 on the end of beat 1. Let me do it one more time, paying attention. 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so those first 5 notes, they're going to be in the same place in measure number 2. And they're also going to be the same 5 notes in the same place in measure number 3. Okay, so that's helpful because it will make it easier to play and easier to memorize and easier to learn. Okay, so we're in measure number 1. We've played the first 5 notes. Let's play 2 more notes. Number 6 on string number 2, and then number 8 on string number 3. Now there's 2 more notes in measure 1, but let's think of those notes as belonging to measure 2. They are the lead-in or the pickup notes to measure 2. So now I'm going to play a review of measure 1. I'll count to 4 and then we will begin. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the next 2 notes are in measure 1, but they are leading to measure 2. So those notes are on the 3rd string number 6, and then on the 4th string number 6. Okay, now let's play one more note. This is where we are landing on the downbeat of measure 2 on beat 1 of measure 2, and that is number 8 on string number 4. So we added these 3 notes leading into measure 2 and landing on beat 1 of measure 2 is, you see? All right, now let's put together all of measure 1 and these the lead-in notes to measure 2, and then landing on beat 1 of measure 2. We'll put this together and then go from there. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now let's play those 5. We're in measure 2. We landed on this number 8 on string number 4. Now play those 5 notes we learned from measure 1. Okay, so that little 5-note pattern occurs again, as we said in the beginning. It occurs again in measure 2. So now we're in measure 2, and with the lead-in notes, with the pickup notes, we've learned this much. Now to continue measure 2, moving to string 2, play number 6, then string 3, number 8, back to string 2, and we're going to play 6, 7. Okay, so that's all of measure 2. Let's go back and put all of measure 2 together with measure number 1. Counting to 4, and then we'll begin. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now measure 3. I hope you remember that little 5-note pattern from measure 1. Measure 3 begins in exactly the same way. Really, measure 3 is exactly the same as measure 1, except for the last note. Okay, we'll see. So here's measure 3, the 5-note pattern. Now on string number 2, number 6, then string number 3, we're going to play 8, 6. Okay, so I'm going to play all of measure number 3 in slow motion, counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're at measure number 4, the final measure of this figure, and this has some variation to it, like a conclusive effect. So that little 5-note pattern we kept seeing in measure 1, 2, and 3, it does not occur in measure 4. Alright, so here we are in measure 4. Fret number 8 on string number 4, then fret number, let's say, string number 3 at fret number 6, string number 4 at fret number 6. Let's stay on string 4 and play fret number 8. Now we're going to move to string number 3, and the next 5 notes are on string number 3, the remainder of measure 4. So it's going, I'm on string number 3, and we're going to play 6, 8, 6, 8, 6. Okay, now let's put together measure 4, and then we'll do all 4 measures in a row. But first, just measure 4. Okay, counting to 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now all 4 measures in a row, counting to 4 in slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is the intro melody, but they use it again later in the song as a little melodic interlude or some transitional material. Now, You may have noticed in the beginning I was playing with the capo at fret number 1, and that was just for that part of the song. I chose to do it that way. If you were going to play just the chords of the song, for example, if you had a singer and your buddy was going to play the melody on violin or flute or something, okay, so you are playing rhythm guitar now. Let's talk about how you would play the chords probably to accompany that melody. So notice I put the capo at the 4th fret. All right, so look, you can learn more of the song or review all of this material by checking out the sheet music. Now we're moving to a different part of the lesson where I discuss how to play the chords. And let's go through it the normal way. So first let's look at what the chords are in the piece, and then we'll put them all together. So I'm using this small version of an A chord. Here's your full A chord. Notice I have the capo at the 4th fret, so I'm referring to this chord relative to the capo as A. Now I'm going to reduce that chord to just the top 3 strings. So notice this fingering. Okay, very good. We'll call that A. Now that is equal to the C sharp in the concert key. We also need to use an A sus. So notice that. You will see it described in the printed words on the screen. C sus. Now, when it goes to D sharp minor 11, or in this case, oh gosh, what would we call it with the capo? We would call it B minor 11. You don't have to change. You will leave that to the bass player or the piano player in his left hand playing the low notes. So it sounds like a whole different chord, but if we are just playing that 3-note voicings as we discussed, you can play the A suspended chord again in place of a concert D sharp minor 11 or a capoed B minor 11. Right, very good. Again, you will see it on the screen also. I know it's a lot of fancy words there. All right, the next chord in the concert key is a C sharp with an E sharp in the bass. All right, same thing. Just play the A chord in place of that with the capo. You're going to let the remaining part of the chord, the / E sharp, be accomplished by the bass player, and that's fine. That's not cheating. It's just the way it goes. Okay, very good. So then the next chord is again in the concert key, a C sharp. We need to know a C sharp suspended / G sharp, which in our capoed position, we're going to do the same effect. We're just going to play the A suspended chord. All right. So in other words, we've only used 2 chords so far. But we've let the bass player change the name or the character of the chord by playing different notes. Okay, so there's a couple more chords we'll need in this piece, and that would be in the concert key what is called F sharp sus 2, but we can do that with a simple D chord in the capoed position. But when you do the D chord, let the first string ring open. Okay, that's going to take the place of our F sharp sus 2. In this position we'd call it D sus 2. We're going to need in the concert key what's called a G sharp, but with the capo we can just play an E chord. And there's one other chord we are going to need in the concert key. It's called D sharp, but we can just play a basic B minor. And if that's too hard, you can do this sort of simplified B minor. Okay, so here are the first 2 chords of the song with a simple strum pattern. We'll work on the strum pattern here in a second. But just these 2 chords should evoke the character of the song. So let me put them together in slow motion. with a simple strum. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's add the strum pattern. Well, I like to clap it first, so here's how we will clap it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. Now I would begin to study that pattern probably by using some muted strumming. So I'm gonna mute the strings of the guitar with my fingerboard hand, and now I'll try to play that same strum pattern but just with muted chords. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. Okay, now moving to the next step, adding the chords and the strum pattern and putting it all together, more like the real song. Okay, so here I will demonstrate in slow motion, counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you can put all the chords together by studying the sheet music, and you'll see what's called the chord progression, right? All right, very good. So I know we've covered a lot of material. Let's review quickly. Well, we learned basically 2 things in this song. The melody, the intro melody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we also learned the chords with the strum pattern. So 2 different things. Melody was one thing, chords with strum pattern is the okay. So now, as I've said before, I know it's helpful and useful to review by looking at the sheet music, where you can go at your own speed and take a screenshot or just study it slowly. Right? All right, very good. So with these items, I hope you will have the tools to study well and have fun.